Burton draws on the intimate relationship between a director and an actor who's inspired him in Ed Wood, his film about the so-called worst director in the world, played by Johnny Depp. Ed Wood is awestruck when he directs his idol, the horror actor Bela Lugosi, for the first time.
Scene 97, take one. Mark.
Action.
Beware. Beware. Beware of the big green dragon that sits on your doorstep. He eats little boys, puppet dog tails, and big, fat snails. Beware. Take care. Beware. Wait! Pull the string! Pull the string!
Cut.
Perfect. It's wonderful.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, this film meant a lot to me.
Ed Wood, the worst film director in the world, people called him, and you went directly for him.
Well, I mean, because I can relate to it, you know. I mean, there's a fine line between good and bad, I think, sometimes. And I mean, I remember watching them on television, and it's like they always stayed with you. And so that's an interesting point, is like if something stays with you. I mean, you know, I remember his films more than a lot of Academy Award winners.
Were you absolutely besotted by movies when you were a kid?
Yeah, I was of that television generation. There were movies on television all the time, in local cinema that was very cheap, that would show triple features.
This is Nervorama. This is a new kind of shock on the screen. How many thrills can you take? If your blood curdles easily, don't come.
Let me die. Let me die.
I love monster movies from the very, very beginning. They weren't scary. They were just, there was something about the monsters and the characters that felt very emotional, like Frankenstein or the creature from the Black Lagoon or King Kong. All those creatures had a lot of emotional weight to them, unlike the human character. So I was, like, you know, it was always very symbolic of the way I felt and the way that the culture felt at the time.
So you identified with the monsters?
Oh, absolutely. You know, most kids do, you know, but that's like, I didn't feel, you know, that felt quite normal to me.
I do know that he cast me in Sleepy Hollow because he had this great affection for the Hammer films, which of course I did so many years ago. He wanted to show that it's possible to make a film like that, which in many ways, very, very frightening film. Very frightening film indeed. He actually said to me, you know, this is, in a way, is my tribute to Hammer.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, shots seem to be painted some of the times. They're quite wonderful. And the two painters you've spoken about are Van Gogh and Francis Bacon. What is it there that attracts you particularly?
I remember when I first saw the paintings in person, just the energy that was captured on the, I mean, it was just electric to me. I mean, I never really experienced that before, especially the landscapes. That's just really amazing to me.
A very direct, visceral experience there.
Well, that's it. It's I'm always surprised by those experiences because they don't happen all the time, and those I find are quite exciting moments in life, and are moments to remember for me because that's what kind of keeps you going. It just goes directly inside of you and bypasses your, you know, short-circuited brain in some ways.
And just sort of touching one or two other points. The poems of Dr. Seuss, there's Edward Gorey, Roald Dahl, they come into the mix, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think Dr. Seuss was probably the first author that had a lot of impact on me. They're very funny and subversive and unique, and that's what then, a bit older, getting into Roald Dahl, I found that I enjoyed people that had a mixture of both emotion, humor, a bit of subversiveness, and a bit of darkness, all sort of mixed in there together. I felt very much in tune with that kind of mixture of elements.
Look, the Oompa Loompas. What are they doing?
Well, I believe they're going to treat us to a little song. It is quite a special occasion, of course. They haven't had a fresh audience in many a moon.
Augustus Gloop, the great bakery nincompoop. Augustus Gloop, so big and vile, so greedy, foul, and infantile. Come on, we cry, the time is right to send him shooting up the pipe.
But don't dear children be alarmed.
Augustus Gloop will not be harmed. Augustus Gloop will not be harmed.